Pavilion thing. I don't know what you call
Spirit
it.
and Dome.
No, that's
No,
on the that's on the north
That's on the north.
west corner.
East side.
Right on the east, between
Looking towards-
looking
Something
towards
of
the Mount of
chain.
Olives.
Yeah.
Something about change.
It's a benchmark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a small replica of the dome. Then they built
Yeah.
that first to
But
know
it's
the
called
dimensions or
something
something.
about chains.
But anyway, me and Keith were standing there and just talking. We had just broken bread up there, and all of a sudden I heard Jan Willem Vanderhoven's voice, and I had met him through Jerry back in '87 or '86, and it had been years since I'd heard his voice. But he was down the steps. You know, there's some steps on that east side going
Yes.
down like you're looking at the Mount of Olives, and he was way down there on the bottom where you couldn't even see him, and he was giving a tour to a Spanish group. And I heard his voice, and it's like the Lord just quickened it to me who it was. And I knew who it was, and I said, "Wait a second, Keith, let me." And so I ran down there to see him. I knew it was a God thing, and I knew Jerry hadn't talked to him in a long time, and it was a reconnection. And so I waited till he was finished with the tour there, and I talked to him a little bit and got him caught up on what Jerry was doing and what we were doing. And anyway, when came back to Red River with that report, I guess it was on Jerry's mind and in his heart. And one day he was praying at night before he was going to bed, and kind of, "Lord, was there anything left for me to do?" He was crying out to God, and the Lord told him to call Jan Willem Vanderhoven. So when he did, he explained to him about us going there for a year and reading the Revelation and about receiving the Song of Moses, the music, and Jan Willem had a vision of it like 35 years ago, and he was all excited about it and invited us right then to come to the Feast of Tabernacles celebration that they were having that year in 2005. Jan Willem is the director of the International Christian Zionist Center.
Was then.
Well, the Christian Embassy then. He's the Christian Zionist Center now.
Oh, yes.
Everybody make peace.
And so he invited us to the International Christian Zionist Center meeting. So we came, and they changed the whole theme of the conference to be about the Song of Moses and the Song of the Lamb. So it was an amazing. The kids were excited about it, and we took a trip, and here they were. They had sang it at Hanukkah, and now they were invited to sing it in front of this large group at 2005 Tabernacles. So we went over there, and then we found out they invited us after they sang it at the opening. It was like the opening song, and Brother Martin got up and gave his testimony concerning, how we had received it and what had happened to us, and about going down into the north side of the Temple Mount and praising the Lord there, and then the young people sang the song, and then after the main meeting, they invited us to stay. For a few hours later, they were going to have a live Israeli video crew come in, and they wanted to have an interview and replay and do the song again live. And we were told it went out all over Europe to many countries live, and so it was an amazing experience. And
Awesome.
and in this experience, this is we see this as the hand of God too. We have this common friend, Scott Chafin, who we had come and visited us. He lives in Angel Fire, not too far from Red River. And we had shared with him, and he came and sang the song with us several times. And then one day I'd given him things that we had learned about the song afterwards. In other words, we walked into this thing just trying to serve God, and it was no wisdom of our own concerning this understanding this song. But afterwards, the Lord showed us the prophetic significance of this song, that it wasn't just a song that they sang this particular day, which is another amazing thing. Today is the 7th day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread. This is the anniversary of Moses and the children of Israel crossing the Red Sea and singing this song. And the rabbis have a lot of understanding and tradition concerning this song and what happened there, and we learned about it afterwards. And so anyway, I put some of it down on paper because people would ask us why. They'd come to our fellowship up in Red River, and we'd sing this song, and it was, it's a 10-minute song. I mean, because it's a whole chapter in Exodus. It's a long song. and then it ends with the Song of the Lamb. And so when Scott, he had some questions about it, and so I emailed him a paper concerning the things that we had learned, and then I guess he thought about you guys.
Sent it to me.
Yeah, and sent it to you, and here we are. So we were excited to be here.
Oh, I'm so glad we came.
You just brought up a question, something I've been studying for the last week. It took them 7 days from the time they left Goshen to get over to where they were getting ready to cross the Red Sea. Is that right? And then they crossed the Red Sea on that 7th day.
That's the rabbinical tradition.
Yes, there's disagreement, but it's,
Oh, yeah.
Jews disagree. I think probably there's as many Jews as there are.
That many opinions?
That's how many they're different. I mean, it's okay.
But
If you don't know, you got to know him. If you don't know him, you need to get to know him.
Yeah.
That's
I've
right.
been studying the scriptures, finding it, but I was just trying to figure out how many days it was.
Right.
Thank you.
Interesting.
The rabbis believe that it's the only time that the children of Israel and Moses were in agreement. In other words, they murmured before the song, complained the whole way before the song. They get to this, they see the God of salvation. Brother Jerry was mentioning the God of salvation. They see his hand save them as they cross the Red Sea. And they get on the other side, and the rabbis teach that there was perfect unity, perfect faith, that all the millions, however many millions there were, sang and lifted up this song in unity to the Lord, and that it was an eternal moment that they see as a special time, a special song, and it has, as we know in the book of the Revelation, it has prophetic significance.
Amen.
Do you have to take a break?
No, but we can take
We
a song.
could do one of those
Oh, that would be
songs.
good.
We'd like to hear some more of the
Okay.
music.
Okay, here we go. They say thumbs up, the group's ready.
Blow the trumpet in Zion, Zion. Sound the alarm